Lisa Fay.
And I'm Georgie Welch. We are the founders of Master Saddle Fitters International.
Master Saddle Fitters International is a global network of saddle fitters, and it continues to grow. We base all our methods on scientific research and up-to-date information. So today we're talking about what you as a horse owner should be expecting from your saddle fit appointment. The most important thing is that your saddle fitter understands what your needs are of you and your horse, so taking an accurate history so that they can identify you when they come back to check in 6 months' time and know that they've done a good job.
So the next step would be for your saddle fitter to make a thorough assessment of the horse's conformation.
So assessing the horse's conformation, we look at him from a distance and make sure the horse is square, look at how any of his conformational differences may affect the saddle fit, so one shoulder bigger than the other. So looking at the horse's shoulders, looking at which one's larger, which is further backwards. And with a tall horse, it's especially useful to have a step stool. So we can see this horse has a larger left shoulder. So your saddle fitter will also be taking templates of your horse. It's really important this happens. They'll be using a tool similar to this, which is called a flexicurve, which will be placed over the horse's withers at various points, so sometimes on the shoulder, sometimes at the back edge of the scapula, and sometimes further back to where the scapula rotates to. And they'll use this template, which they'll draw, to keep an accurate record of your horse's changing shape, and also to help them order saddles if that's what's happening on the day.
Another thing to expect from your saddle fitter is that they are able to palpate the horse's back effectively to establish any tension, spasm, muscle soreness, or anything that could affect your horse's way of going and therefore the saddle fit.
When your saddle fitter is palpating the horse, it's important that you understand they're not a physiotherapist or a veterinarian. They're purely looking to make sure that there's no areas of significant pain that are going to stop them fitting their saddle. They may start at the pole and work their way down through the neck, but most importantly, they need to be palpating the saddle support area. So they'll feel with a superficial feeling across the big long muscle across the back, all the way to the sacroiliac. They'll be feeling the scapula for any raised lumps or bumps or heats or swellings, and also really importantly is this girth area as well. Sometimes there's soreness. If there's no reaction on a superficial palpation, they'll go a little bit deeper and just see whether there's any reaction in the horse. So you can see here he kind of dips his back, and it shows that he's got a bit of reactivity in this late thoracic lumbar region, which is the back of the back. And we would just note that for him. It's quite usual for horses to have some soreness. Sometimes they need a little bit of physiotherapy treatment. There's nothing significant on the girth or the shoulder, so I'd be happy to fit this horse with a saddle today. Your saddle fitter will also need to see your horse moving. It's really important so that if there's any gait abnormalities or asymmetric movement, the saddle fitter picks those up before proceeding to fit your saddle. So they'll see your horse either on a straight line in walk and trot, or sometimes in addition they'll see it on the lunge in walk, trot and canter on both reins.
A truly independent saddle fitter should be able to make recommendations completely unbiased.
So when you're choosing your saddle fitter, it's important that they make you feel confident with their knowledge. They should have an understanding of the horse's anatomy, they should know where muscle groups are and how they're going to influence the horse with the saddle they choose for you. They should also understand the horse's biomechanics, the way of going and the rider, and make you feel confident that they are explaining the process and walk you through it.
Another important factor, of course, to remember is the rider. We need to thoroughly assess the rider within the saddle. Some people would do this by measuring leg length and thigh width and hip width.
The saddle has to fit the rider so that the rider can ride the horse correctly. It doesn't matter how often your instructor shouts at you to get your lower leg back. If your saddle's positioning you with your lower leg to shoot forward because your stirrup bars are in the wrong place, for example, that's where you're going to end up. So it's really important that your saddle fitter understands the rider biomechanics and the influence your saddle will have on your position, because otherwise you're just fighting a losing battle.
And of course, with any good saddle fit, it's only as good as the other work that goes into the horse, and it's really important to remember every factor that has an effect on your horse. A good professional saddle fitter should be able to talk you through the whole process and make you feel relaxed throughout. You want to end up with a consultation with a happy horse and rider.